What does it take to build a new nation that is home to hundreds of tribes with clashing interests? For Nigeria in 1960, the answer was compromise. Let's rewind a bit. By the end of 1959, the British government was preparing to hand over power after decades of colonial rule. However, before Nigeria could gain independence, an election had to be held to decide who would govern the new nation. That election took place on December 12th. Three political parties dominated the contest. In the north, the Northern People's Congress, led by Ahmadu Bello, had numbers on its side. In the west, Obafemi Awolowo's Action Group drew most of its strength from the region's population, and in the east, Nnamdi Azikiwe's National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons was the major political force. When the votes were counted, no party had enough seats to rule alone. Out of 312 seats in the House of Representatives, the NPC won 134, the NCNC 89, and the AG 73, with smaller regional parties sharing the rest. Nigeria was just months away from independence, but it still did not have a settled leadership. So the NPC and the NCNC struck a deal. Together, the two parties commanded a majority of the House. The arrangement gave the North dominance and allowed the East to share in power. Azikiwe became Governor General, a ceremonial head of state. Bello chose to remain Premier of the Northern region, while his NPC deputy, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, was elevated to the office of Prime Minister. It was a partnership born of necessity. Together, they could project the unity Britain wanted to see on October 1st, 1960. Nigeria's independence arrived with a government coalition meant to hold the country together. This compromise, however, did not stop at politics. It surfaced again in Lagos on the very day of independence during the cultural celebrations. The program for October 1st included parades and a state ball to mark Nigeria's entry into sovereignty. Victor Olaiya, one of Nigeria's rising high life music stars, was chosen to perform at the ball. But this decision sparked resentment among other established band leaders. They argued that no single performer should monopolize such a historic moment. Their objections turned into a protest at the House of Representatives complex in Onikon, Lagos. On the eve of independence, Nigeria's cultural elite risked fracturing the very image of unity the government wanted to project. The Federal Minister for Labour, Social Welfare and Sports, J.M. Johnson, was forced to intervene. His solution was another coalition. Olaiya would remain the headline act, but would be supported by a band drawn from his rivals, a carefully managed compromise to preserve harmony during a global showcase of Nigeria's independence. Both in politics and in culture, Nigeria's diversity demanded compromise. The country's first step as an independent nation revealed how fragile unity could be and how coalitions, sometimes uneasy ones, were necessary to hold it together, even as they hinted at the tensions that lay ahead.